Shalom, Yasha'Allah. This is Brother Mapathat, right? That'd be key, but in the ancient Paleo Hebrew. And this is gonna be just a video dealing with stirring up the gift of the Most High God that is within you, right? Meaning everyone has a gift, right? Everyone that's in this truth, right? That the Lord had grace upon, right? They were blessed with a spiritual gift or spiritual gifts, right? Plural, right? And you have to use these gifts, right? You have to stir up the gift of the Most High God that is in you. You understand? You have to use these gifts to ultimately magnify the name of the Lord and edify and seal the elect. You understand? That's what it's all about. And before we get into the words of the Lord, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. That's all praises to the Most High God, whose name is Yahweh, and the name of his only begotten Son, who the world will ignorantly call Jesus Christ. But we know him as Yahweh Shai, right? The righteous. You understand? So let's dive right into this thing. It's the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 1 and verse 6, and it reads, Wherefore I put thee in remembrance, that thou stir up the gift of the Most High, right? Which is in thee by the putting on of my hands, right? So Paul told Timothy to make sure he's stirring up the gift of the Most High God, which was given unto him, right? Meaning he has to use it. You understand? He has to put this thing to use, right? And by him stirring it up, it's going to be magnified, right? So whether you're a sister and you know how to sew garments, right? Hey, you got to be using that gift as much as you can. You understand? You have to stir up that gift. You might have been sewing one garment a week. Hey, but now it's time to stir up that gift, right? Turn it up a notch, right? Sew damn 3 garments a week. Sew 5 garments a week, right? Stir up that gift of the Most High God, which is within you. If you're a brother and your gift is to teach, you understand? Hey, you should be teaching as much as you can. You should be using your gift to magnify the Lord as much as you can. You understand? That's what you can't go far enough when you're magnifying the name of the Lord. Let's bring that out. Real quick precept. Go to the book of Cyrax 43. Right? So this is the book of Cyrax, chapter 43, and verse number 29. I'm gonna get straight to the point, verse 30. When you glorify the Lord, exalt him as much as you can, for even yet he will far exceed. And when you exalt him, put forth all your strength, and be not weary, for you can never go far enough. So you have to put forth all your strength when you're exalting and magnifying the name of the Lord. You understand? So use your gifts, use your talents that was given unto you by the Lord, right? And you can never go far enough in this thing, right? It doesn't matter if you have as many gifts or as many talents as the next brother, right? It doesn't matter if you know the deepest, darkest understandings and the next brother does, right? Stop worrying about how the Most High God is dealing with another brother, man. Right? Hey, worry about what the Lord gave you and magnify your gifts. You understand? So let's go to, because it doesn't matter if, hey, you probably only know Deuteronomy 28. You know how to go to Jeremiah 17 and 4, right? And kind of get in there and show people that they lost their heritage. Hey, you can use that gift, and you can use the gift that you have and work more than a brother that knows all the deepest, darkest understandings, right? That knows you can use that gift that you have just to break down Deuteronomy 28. Right, and be kind of an evangelist in this thing and spread the good word, right? You can use that gift more than a brother that knows all the deepest, darkest breakdowns, right? More than a brother that knows how to give great counsel, more than a brother that knows how to prophesy. He probably only prophesies once out of the week. The Lord gave him all these talents and he only used it once out of the week. Hey, but you only know how to break down Deuteronomy 28, but yet you're breaking down Deuteronomy 28 to everybody that you see on the highways and byways, and you're doing it 24/7, right? That's what it means to stir up your gift. Stop worried about what gift another brother has, man. Just use the gift that you have to magnify the name of the Lord. You understand? And you can never go far enough with magnifying the name of the Lord, right? So the point is, hey, use the gift that you have, right? Use it to the maximum extent. You understand? So let's go to first. Stop wasting time in this thing. You got to use your time wisely in this truth. You understand? Right? If you got some free time, hey, you should be giving it unto the Lord. Right? And don't get me wrong, you don't have to defraud yourself of a good day in this thing. But there's no way you should be waking up and the first thing that's not on your mind is the Lord. Right? You didn't watch a 3-hour movie You damn playing the game for 3 or 4 hours, right? Whatever it may be. And then now you saying, oh, I couldn't study because I had to go to work. I couldn't study because I had to do this. I couldn't study because my mom needed my help. No, brother, you couldn't study because you didn't use the free time that you was given by the Lord to magnify his name or to spend time with him. You rather watch a damn movie or play a damn video game, right? Or go out with your damn woman that you courting. You understand? So, hey, you got to stir up that gift of the Most High God which is in you, right? And I wanted to bring this up. That's why I'm here, right? Let's go to 1 Thessalonians 5:19, and it reads, "Quench not the spirit." Right, so the Most High God gave you different gifts according to the spirit, right? According to the measurable amount of faith that was given unto you, right? That's in Romans 12, right? Since I'm paraphrasing, I'm gonna get it, right? But you can't quench the spirit, right? Meaning you have to use these gifts. That meaning you have to do the work of the Lord. Don't quench the spirit. Don't allow the Lord to rest his spirit upon you. He teaches you certain things. He give you a certain gift, and you just damn sitting around, man, right? And you making excuses for why you're not doing the work, right? You're making excuses for why you're not fervent in your labor. You understand? Quench not the spirit, because the Lord will quench your spirit, right? You have to use the gifts that the Lord gave you. We read about that in Luke 19, right? And we're gonna get that as well, right? Hey, the Lord took his talents that he gave to a certain brother and gave it to another brother that he knew was gonna use it, right? Because that one the one brother was being lazy, man, right? He wasn't using the talents that was given unto him. You understand? So you don't need to have as many talents, right, as another brother to outwork him. You understand? To do more work. You understand? And this thing is not a competition, right? But you should be want to really be laboring more abundantly than everybody else, right? On a deeper level, right? Cause let me bring this out. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 9. Let me see if I can find this precept. Right? It says, verse 24, it says, this 1 Corinthians 9 and 24, just to land me back off what I was just bringing out, it says, "Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize." Right? Because only a certain amount of the brothers going to receive that prize. It's going to be beamed up. Right? So you should be wanting to labor abundantly, you understand, just to make your calling and your election sure. That's what Peter actually said in 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 10, right? Lord willing, we can get that precept as well later. I got a lot of precepts running through my mind, right? But it says, "Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So run that you may obtain." So like I said, it's not about a competition, but hey, you do got to run in this thing, you understand? Hey, you do got to run in this thing, right? So that you may obtain. You do have to be diligent to make your calling and election sure. You're not going to just sit around and be like, oh, Lord willing, through the grace of the Most High God, I'm just going to be saved. I don't really have to put my hand to the plow. Hey, man, you're not going to make it, right? Because that's going contrary to what the words of the Lord say, right? You can't go into these words and just kind of cherry pick to try to make yourself feel comfortable, man, right? You just cherry picking the scriptures. Oh, that sounds right to me. That applies to me. Oh yeah, that sounds good. Now you kind of just then making your own doctrine, and you ignoring a bunch of other scriptures that's going contrary to what you're saying, right? So you can't just sit around and not put your hand to the plow, man, right? You can't sit around and make excuses for not being diligent in this thing, right? You have to give diligence to make your call in the election sure, right? You have to have the Lord on your mind all day in this thing. You understand? Right? So I'm gonna read that again. It's 1 Corinthians 9 and verse 24, and it reads, "Know ye not that they which run in the race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So run that you may obtain." Right? And it says, "And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things." Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown. So you got men like Kobe Bryant who tell you about how he was a maniac for basketball. Right? He was in the gym all day. Basketball was on his mind all day. Right? You got brothers like Floyd Mayweather who was in the damn gym all day. Throwing punches was on his mind all day. Mastering his Philly shell defense was on his mind all day. You understand? How much more us on a spiritual level? They did those things to obtain a corruptible crown, to get an NBA championship ring, to get a league MVP trophy, right? To get a damn boxing championship belt. How much more us? We trying to get that crown, that's going to be given to the elect by Yahweh Shai. So we need to be running on a spiritual level. So your mind is going to be on the Lord all day, right? You're going to be thinking about the Lord all day, thinking about different ways to magnify the name of the Lord all day, right? So that second you idle-minded and you're not thinking about the Lord, hey man, you kind of going off, man, right? And that doesn't mean you have to study and read all day, even though it's nothing wrong with that, right? Having your head in the book all day. But even when you're doing other things, the Lord should be on your mind, right? Let's see what King David said. So this is all going into stirring up your gift, you understand? Spending more time with the Lord and allow the Lord and magnify the name of the Lord. And through you doing the works to magnify his name, the Lord is going to purge you and allow you to bring forth more fruit. The Lord is going to increase your wisdom. The Lord is going to give you more gifts, right? Let's go to Psalm to the 119 and verse 97, right? And it reads, oh, how I love thy law. It is my meditation all the day. That's what Salaki, that's what King David said, right? The Lord said, Salaki, King David said, oh, how I love thy law. It is my meditation all the day. So literally all the day, King David said he was meditating on the law of the Lord, right? And let's see something else about King David, right? Let me bring this out, right? What did I want? I want 1 Kings 11 and verse 4. It says, for it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, right? And his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God, as was the heart of David his father. So David is a great example because David's heart was perfect with the Most High God. And what did David say? I meditate on thy law all the day. You can't get around that, right? So we have to strive to actually do these things. We have to strive to always have the Lord on our mind, right? Because David's heart was perfect with the Most High God. You understand? So let me get this real fast. So you can always increase in this thing, right? Through prayer, right? Through actually putting your hand to the plow. You understand? Through fasting, right? It's always room to get better in this truth, right? So this is the book of Matthew chapter 5 and verse 48. And it says, be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. So Yahweh Shai told us to be perfect. So we have to strive to be perfect. You understand? So I just wanted to bring that out. So let me go back to Ephesians 5. So stop wasting time in this thing. A lot of brothers waste time and then they make excuses, man. Right? You have nothing but time on your hands in this damn captivity. You have time to study. You have time to link up with brothers and go over the word together. You have time to meditate on the word, man. Right? You have time to do the work of the Lord. This is Ephesians 5 and 16. Again, it says, redeeming the time because the days are evil. So you have to be able to use your time wisely. Stop wasting time. Right? I'm gonna go into another Salaki, another translation. This is in the same verse, Ephesians 5 and 16, but in the Salaki, in the NLT it says, so be careful how you live. Don't live like fools, but like those that are wise. Right? Salaki. I don't think I picked the right one. Salaki, bear with me. This is what I want, right? In the NLT, it says, make the best of every opportunity in these evil days, right? Let's go to the ESV. It says, making the best use of the time because the days are evil. And we live in the last days, right? These days are evil, so you should be making the best use of your time. What is the best use of your time? Using the gift that the Most High God gave you to magnify his name. Spending time with the Lord. That's the best use of your time, right? That's playing upon tables, right? And this is what the scriptures say, right? So you should be spending time with the Lord. You should be studying, right? You should be reading. You should be praying more than you're doing anything else, right? That's making the best use of your time. Playing a video game, texting Eve all day, damn, watching TV, right? Damn, playing basketball and all this other vanity is not you. It's not the best use of your time. You understand? Right? And the Lord, you think the Lord not looking at you, the angels not watching you? Oh, I gave him all this free time and he decided to do this, right? I gave him all this free time and he decided to go play football. I gave him all this free time and he decided to sit on the phone with a damn Eve for 6 hours straight, right? He decided to watch a damn TV for a whole day, man. Right? I'm giving him all his free time. He's not using it to spend his time with me, right? And that's why the Lord is not going to increase a lot of brothers. You understand? Because they're not giving their all to this thing, right? That's plain. Their heart is not right with the Lord. So don't quench your spirit in this thing, giving your time over to vanity and folly, right? Let's go in the book of Cyrax. Let's go to the book of Cyrax. I'm kind of diving into this thing. I got a lot going on. A lot of precepts in my mind right now. This Cyrax chapter 38 and verse 24, and it reads, "The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure," right? Because that learned man, right? This obviously this is going into him having that time, right? A lot of free time. So he has time to read, he has time to study and things like that, right? So it says, "The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that have little business shall become wise." Right? So if you're not always working, you're not always occupied with vanity, right? Well, I wouldn't say vanity when it comes to actual working for money, right? To provide for your household, that wouldn't be Salakia. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm gonna just say that wouldn't be really vanity, right? But this is the point I really wanted, verse 25, and it says, "How can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow, and that glorieth in the gold, that driveth oxen and is occupied in their labors, and whose talk is of bullocks?" Right? So how could you obtain wisdom, right? If you're always meditating on worldly things, right? You're always meditating on things that's not the Lord. You understand? You're not going to gain in wisdom. Right, so wisdom comes by that opportunity of leisure. So that's why it just goes back to using your time wisely. When you do get some free time in this captivity, right? Because we do have to work in this captivity, right? But when you do get some free time in this captivity, you should be spending it with the Lord, right? Especially if you so-called work a job or whatever you may do, right? That 6 hours free you get, you should be spending it with the Lord, right? That's plain. Stir up the gift of the Most High God that He giving you, man. You understand? Or you're gonna regret it when Yahweh returns. You're gonna be one of the brothers or sisters that's walking around with their head down when they see the sky crack. You understand? Right? Yahweh said, Salakia, the Lord said in 1 John 2 and 28, "Hey, abide in him so that you be not ashamed that is coming." Roughly paraphrasing. You understand? That's plain. So you gotta check your spirit in these last days, right? So I said I was going to bring out, I believe it was Romans 12, because I had paraphrased it. Let's go to it. So this is the book of Romans, chapter 12, and I'm going to start from, let's kind of get in there. We're going to start from verse 3. It says, "For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think." So don't be in this thing being wise in your own conceits, right? You're thinking of yourself more highly than you ought to think. Right? Basically being proud. It says, "But to think soberly, according as the Most High God have dealt to every man the measure of faith." So the Most High God given everybody a certain measure of faith. You understand? And that's really the foundation of everything in this truth. For you to come into this truth, you have to believe. Right? So faith is really everything in this thing. Right? You should always be praying for more faith. And it says, "For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office." Right? So all members have not the same office. Right? So everybody have a different lot in this thing. Right? It says, "So we being many are one body in Yahweh, and every one members one of another." So we're all one body in Yahweh. "Having then gifts, differing according to the grace that is given unto us." And everybody was given different gifts according to the grace, right, that was given unto them. Right? So the gifts that you were given and the grace that was given unto you, the Most High God, they go hand in hand, right? Some brothers were given more grace, right? Some brothers were given less grace, right? But the grace goes hand in hand with the gifts, right? I'm gonna read that again. It says, "Having then gifts, differing according to the grace that is given unto us," right? That's why when you read the epistles, you will hear a lot of times Paul say, "I did this according to the grace that was given unto me." You understand, right? And it says, "Whether prophecy, let us prophesy." So if you have the spirit of prophecy, you better be using it. You better be prophesying according to the proportion of faith, right? According to your proportion of faith. It says, "Or ministry, let us wait on ministering. Or he that teacheth, on teaching, right? And as we read down, we're going to see it's just basically saying, hey, whatever gift you was given through the grace of the Most High God, hey, you got to use it. You understand? It says, or ministry, let us wait on ministering, or he that teacheth on teaching, or he that exhorteth on exhortation, he that giveth, let him do it with simplicity, he that ruleth with diligence, he that showeth mercy with cheerfulness, right? And the whole thing is good, but I'm gonna jump down to verse 11, right? Because this is just the point I want to touch on as far as the gifts. Verse 11, it says, not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord, right? So you have to use these gifts fervently, right? You can't be slothful in business. You understand? You have to be fervent in spirit when you come into this truth and you say you're ready to serve the Lord, right? You have to be fervent in spirit, right? So to me, it's really just going into, hey, you got to always have your hand on the plow. You understand? And it's really no excuses in this thing. You understand? You can't say, oh, everybody doesn't have the same lot, right? I don't have the same gifts as the next brother. That's why I don't work. That's why I'm not fervently working, right? My lot wasn't to be fervent. Hey, the Lord said, hey, it doesn't matter what gift you have, right? You have to be, you can't be slothful in your business. It doesn't matter. The gifts doesn't determine how diligent you are, right? Like I was going to earlier. That's why I made the point to say you could know only Deuteronomy and 28 and still work harder than a brother that knows how to break down the whole Bible. That's really plain. You can really probably not even barely know the scriptures, but yet you give better counsel. Well, you have to know the scriptures somewhat to be able to give counsel, so I wouldn't put it like that. But hey, your gift may only to be counsel. You don't really know how to break down the scriptures too well. You don't really know how to prophesy. You just know how to give good counsel. And you might give good counsel way more, right? And way more fervently than the brother that have every gift, right? He know how to exhortate, he know how to prophesy, he know how to teach, right? Whatever gift you could think of, he has it, yet he doesn't use it at all. Hey, the Lord is dealing with that brother that's actually using his gifts more than that brother who's not, man. Right? That's plain. Right? So it doesn't really matter. Oh, he has more wisdom. He has more knowledge and understanding. Right? That doesn't really matter, man. You understand? So, that's all I wanted in Romans 12. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 12. This is just to build on as far as the gifts, right? So this is the book of 1 Corinthians 12 and verse 4, and it says, now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit, right? So it's different gifts, but they all come from the Spirit of the Lord, right? And there are differences of administrations, but the same Lord, right? Different offices, but we still in the same body, the same church, and that body represents the Lord, Yahweh Shai, right? And there are diversities of operations, but it is the same God which worketh all in all. But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal. For to one is given by the Spirit the word of wisdom, right? So these are different gifts, right? You get the word of wisdom. To another, the word of knowledge by the same Spirit. To another, faith by the same Spirit. To another, the gifts of healing by the same Spirit. So all these different gifts, they come from the same Spirit, right? The Spirit of the Lord. To another, the working of miracles. To another, prophecy. To another, discerning of spirits. To another, diverse kinds of tongues. To another, the interpretation of tongues. But all these worketh that one and the self same Spirit, dividing to every man severally as he will, right? So all these gifts come from the same Spirit, right? As long as you have a gift, hey, you're part of the body, you're part of the church. You understand? I just wanted to bring that out to show that, just to build on the different gifts. You understand? So whatever gift the Lord granted you, right? And even if right now you don't really know what your gift is, right? Hey, you got to kind of pray and ask the Lord to show you your gift, man. You have to pray on everything. Right? And you have to believe that the Lord is going to answer these things. Right? Let's go to John 15. Right? And this is the importance of stirring up your gift. Right? Because the Lord can give you more gifts. Right? Don't just be, oh, the Lord didn't give me this spirit. That maybe is just my lot. Right? I'm just going to count on my grace and I'm going to barely work. Hey, that's not biblical, man. Right? The Lord said this. I'm going to read it, right? This is John chapter 15 and verse 1 in this red letter. And it says, I am the true vine and my Father is the husbandman, right? This is Yahweh Shai speaking. It says, every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. So every branch that's not bearing fruit, meaning you're not doing the works. You can't get around that, man. Right? Meaning you're not fervently occupied in the works, right? Because when you bear fruit, you're speaking about the word, you're being a light, you're being an example, right? And for you to be an example, you have to be doing righteous works, right? For you to bear fruit, you have to be doing righteous works. It's plain. You can't just be sitting back and be like, I believe in Yahweh Shai, and occupied in folly and think you're a tree that's flourishing with fruits. No, man. Right? Nobody can't eat nothing or learn nothing from you or get understanding or hey, just follow after your example if you're just sitting around all day. You understand? So this is the book of John. I'm going to read verse 2 again. It says, every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. So ultimately, if the Lord said you being a slothful tree, right? Because trees represent men. If you're a tree that's not bringing forth fruit, right? Hey, you're going to be destroyed. That's thus of the Lord. And it says, and every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit. And every branch that Salaki, it says, every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away, and every branch that beareth fruit, meaning you're doing the works, you're occupied in this ministry, he's gonna purge you, right? That it may bring forth more fruit, right? And the Lord is gonna purge you. He's gonna cause you to increase. That's what that is going into, right? He's gonna cause you to increase in wisdom, increase in faith. He might give you another spiritual gift, right? The Lord is gonna increase you in this thing that you may bring forth more fruit. That's how the Lord get down. It's kind of like you at work for on a carnal level, and it's the boss kind of see you outworking everybody, right? The boss see how serious you take this thing, right? The boss see how much you care about the company, and now he's gonna give you a raise. He's gonna give you a better position. That's the same way the Lord get down on the spiritual level, right? He's gonna increase you and cause you to bring forth more fruit, right? The Lord's gonna look at you like, hey, I only gave him the understanding of Deuteronomy 28. Right, and to teach that Yahweh Shai that Yahweh Shai died on the cross. Hey, he's doing it nonstop. So let me give him more. Let me give him more gifts. Let me give him more knowledge and understanding. Right, because I know he's going to use it for the benefit of the ministry. You understand? If the Lord know you a sluggard and you're not using the gifts that was given unto you, why would the Lord increase you? Right? Eventually, he's just going to take you out of his harvest. Right? So let's go to 2 Corinthians 9. Right, in verse 6, and it reads, this 2 Corinthians 9 and verse 6, and it reads, but this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall reap also sparingly. Right, so if you're if you're sowing sparingly, right, you barely study, right, you study, you read 2 precepts every 2 weeks, right? You read 1 precept a week, right? I did my studying for the week. Hey, that's you sowing sparingly. Right, it says, he that soweth sparingly shall reap also sparingly. Right, and you're gonna reap sparingly. Right, you sowed that little bit of studying. Right, 2 precepts a week. Hey, you're gonna reap sparingly. Right, you're not gonna really know anything. You're not gonna really grow in this thing. You're not gonna see the fruits of your increase. You understand? And reading on, it says, and he which soweth bountifully shall reap also bountifully. Right, and that brother that's sowing bountifully, he's studying all day, right? He's watching the videos all day, right? In sincerity and truth, not to be better than the next brother, right? But actually to get this knowledge and understanding so that he may be able to edify the elect, right? So that he may be able to answer every brother or sister that has a question for him, right? Hey, that brother is going to reap bountifully, you understand? Right? That brother is going to increase, you understand, through wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? Because the Lord got the angels watching you. The Lord know what you're doing behind closed doors. The Lord know if you really in this thing for the right reasons. The Lord knows your heart, you understand? So when you behind closed doors, are you really studying? Right? You really got on your mind, hey, I gotta know these things, man. Right? I gotta be able to edify my brothers and sisters. I gotta be able to give them the understanding. Right? That's what it's all about, man. Right? You gotta be laboring for others in this thing. Right? And the Lord is gonna increase that brother that actually cares about the elect. Right? And that's why the Lord used Paul. Paul cares so much about his brothers and sisters. You understand? A lot of brothers, they don't really care about the next brother and the next sister. You understand? Right? They just care about themselves. Right? Am I making sure I'm in the spirit? Right? Am I making sure that I know what I need to know? Right? I am trying to prepare myself for Jacob's trouble. Me. I. Right? A lot of brothers just care about themselves in this thing. Right? But then you got brothers that labor and do all that they can do for the next brother. You understand? For the edification of the body, right? Like Paul, right? Like Yahushua, right? So let's read on. That's all I wanted on that. I'm gonna go to Luke. Let's go to Luke 19, right? Because I paraphrased this earlier as well. I got a ton of precepts, kind of just spinning in my mind right now, right? All praise to the Most High, man. We're gonna bring them out, Lord willing. It's the book of Luke, chapter 19 and verse 13, and it reads, and he called his 10. I'm gonna get 12 to get the context, right? It says, he said, therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom and to return. Right? So you had a certain nobleman that went to a far country to receive for himself a kingdom and to return. This is a parable, and this is dealing with Yahushua. Yahushua went back up into the third heavens, right? And it says to receive for himself a kingdom and to return. And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, occupy till I come. And that those pounds represent the different gifts, the different amount of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that the Lord bestowed upon his servants, right? Because you get the Holy Spirit, and with the Holy Spirit comes different gifts, different amount of wisdom, according to the measure of faith, right? And the grace that was bestowed upon you. And it says, occupy till I come. And what is the Lord telling you to occupy in? It's telling you to occupy in the work, right? It's plain, right? And it says, but his citizens hated him and sent a message after him saying, we will not this man to reign over us. Right? And I kind of want to jump to the point. I'm just going to read on, right? Verse 15. It says, and it came to pass that when he was returned, having received the kingdom, then he commanded these servants to be called unto him, to whom he had given the money. Right? So now he's calling his servants. Just basically, when Yahushua returns, he's gonna judge you according to your works, right? That he may know how much every man had gained by trading. Then came the first, saying, Lord, thy pound have gained 10 pounds. Right? So you have the first brother, he said, hey, you gave me a pound and I gained 10 pounds with it. Right? You gave me you gave me a certain amount of gifts, right? Or I'm gonna just for example, right? You gave me the gift of exhortation and I used it all that I could to magnify your name, and I sealed some of the elect with it. You understand? Right? So that's what it means when it says that pound have gained 10 pounds. And he said unto him, woe, thou good servant, because thou have been faithful in a very little, and the Lord calls sealing the elect and doing his work and magnifying the name of the Most High, being faithful in a very little, man. Right? It says, have thou authority over 10 cities, right? And it says, so he got a good reward for his work, right? We constantly read that throughout the scriptures, that you're going to be rewarded according to your works, right? And it says, and the second came saying, Lord, thy pound. That's why it's important to exhort your brothers and sisters in this thing and provoke them to good works, right? Don't allow anybody around you to be slothful. You understand? Because if somebody who read the scriptures and actually have understanding, they're going to understand that, hey, at the end of the day, you're going to be rewarded according to your works. So you're not going to allow anybody around you to be slothful unless you don't care about them. You understand? Right? So it says, because Yahushua is rewarding you according to your works, right? And it says, and if you have, just a real quick point, and if you have faith, right, you're going to do the work because you believe that everything that the Lord says is going to come to pass. So if you have faith in this word, you believe that Yahushua is going to reward you according to your works. You believe that if you're lukewarm, you're going to be spewed out of his mouth, right? That's plain. So it says, where was I at? Okay, verse 18. And it says, and the second came, saying, Lord, thy pound have gained 5 pounds. Right? So the second came, he used his gift, and he gained 5 pounds. He didn't gain as much as the first brother, but hey, he was still doing the work. Right? And it says, and he said likewise unto him, be thou over 5 cities. Right? So the first brother, he gained 10 pounds. He was given 10 cities. The second brother, he gained 7 Salakia. The second brother, he gained 5 pounds. He was given 5 cities. So everybody is going to have a different reward from the Lord when Yahushua returns. Right? We all going to get the kingdom of heaven, but some brothers are going to be among other brothers. Right? That's just stuff at the Lord. You can't get around that. Right? Hey, certain brothers are in the spirit. Hey, they're actually better than other brothers, right? That's just us at the Lord. And you can read about that in 1 Samuel as well. The Most High God told Saul that he's going to give the kingdom. He's going to take the kingdom from him and give it to somebody else that was better than him. You understand? That's plain. That's just in the scriptures, right? We can't kind of get sensitive about it. Oh, the Lord, I thought we were all equal. Hey, the Bible says certain brothers are just better than other brothers, man. That's in the scriptures, man. Right? And it says, and he said, likewise to him, be thou also over 5 cities. Right? And it says, and another came saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound, which I have kept laid up in a knacking. Now you got this wicked laborer, right? This wicked servant who was given a talent, right? He was given certain amount of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, but yet he kept it laid up in a napkin. And pay attention to it says, all of them were given 1 pound. So it wasn't like one brother was given way more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding than the next brother. They were all given that 1 pound. This goes back to what I was bringing out earlier. Hey, the brother might know Deuteronomy 28 and whatever else he know, and the other brother might know how to break down everything. He might have a spirit of exhortation. He might have a spirit of prophecy. He might have a spirit of whatever extra spirits, right? But yet that brother that only knew the Deuteronomy 28, he could have used it to magnify the name of the Lord more than the next brother, man. Right? So that's plain. You understand? So don't look at the next brother and be like, hey man, he just knows more. Right? The Lord is dealing with him more. Right? Hey man, you better work, man. You better do the work of the Lord. You better magnify the name of the Lord. What else is you in this ministry for? You better use your gift that you have to show the elect. Stop worried about what another brother got, man. Right? A lot of brothers is too worried about what other brothers got. I want the gift that he has. Right? Hey man, stop worried about that, man. Right? And allow the Most High God to deal with you. Right? Because ultimately that spirit, right, if you coveting after what another brother got, right, and on a deeper level, it can become you being envious of another brother. That's going to destroy you. Right? Because now you're not worried about the relationship you have with you're not worried about the relationship that you have with the Most High God and how the Most High God is dealing with you. Right? You're too worried about what other brothers is given by the Most High God. Right? And that's going to ultimately destroy you and be your downfall. Right? So I just wanted to make that point that all of them had that same 1 pound, but it's about how they used it. Right? It's about how they used that 1 pound. You had one brother that took that 1 pound, ran with it. He said, man, I got you 10 pounds back. You had another brother that took it and ran with it. He didn't get as much as the 10-pound brother, but he got 5. And now you got this brother, right? And we're going to read about him. And it says, and another came saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound, which I have kept laid up in a napkin. Right? So he kept his pound laid up in a napkin, meaning he was a damn slothful servant. Right? He wasn't doing the work in sincerity and truth. He lacked faith. You understand? It says, for I fear thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou laidest not down, and reapest that thou didst not sow. Right? So now he's making excuses. And a lot of brothers, they make excuses for why they can't fervently serve the Lord. That's how these scriptures is so much alive, man. Right? When you kind of see certain things and you experience this in this life, right? And then you read about them, it's just like, man, these things are alive, man. This word is living. Right? Because a lot of brothers, they make excuses for why they can't do the works, right? Why they're not being fervent. You understand? Hey, if you're not being fervent, you gotta, and that comes with really examining yourself. And you're never gonna get better if you can't keep it real with yourself, right? Not trying to be carnal, but Taketh said in the song that, in this verse always stuck with me even when I was in the world. He said, man, if you can't keep it real with yourself, you're not right then. If you can't keep it real with yourself, you're not right then, right? Because when you examine yourself, if you just skip over something and you too prideful to keep it real with yourself, oh yeah, I am being a sluggard, right? I do have to be better in this area, right? I am having prideful thoughts, right? I am being lustful, right? Hey, if you can't keep it real with yourself, you're not right then, right? So instead of keeping it real with himself, this brother made excuses, and that's what a lot of brothers do. Right? Because you're never going to correct yourself in the area if you're not going to keep it real with yourself. You just keep making excuses, right? For example, on a carnal level, you're a basketball player, and you know how to do everything, but your jump shot is just not there, right? Your coach kind of telling you'll be a way better player if you just work on your outside jump shot. And you just like, man, I'm good, man. Right? I'm shooting 35%. Hey, but you'll be better if you just up your jump shot and you start to shoot 40%. Man, I'm good, man. Right? I don't need nobody to tell me nothing. Right, you can't keep it real with yourself, man. You understand? But yeah, this man made the one that kept his pound in the napkin, he then made an excuse. He said, for I fear thee, because thou art an austere man, thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou didst not so. And he said unto him, out of thine own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. So Yahweh Shai called him a wicked servant. Thou knewest that I was an austere man. So Yahweh Shai called him out on his folly. Hey, you making an excuse because you knew I was an austere man. And it says, taking up that I laid not down, and reaping that I did not sow. So Yahweh Shai said, you already knew this about me, man. Right? And this is the point I really wanted to get to. Wherefore, I want to jump down. Right? And it says, verse 24, and it says, and he said unto them that stood by, take from him the pound and give it to him that have 10 pounds. So Yahweh Shai said, hey man, take from him that pound that he got and give it to the next brother that got 10 pounds, right? Give it to somebody that I know gonna use it. And that's how the Lord could get down in this thing, man. The Lord see you being a sluggard, right? Making excuses. He could take all the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding and all the gifts he gave unto you and basically take you out of this truth. And he'd give all the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that you had and give it to the next brother. The brother that he knows going to use it. You understand? So it's about using your gifts. It's about not being slothful in business. It doesn't matter what gift you have, right? But whatever gift that was given unto you and bestowed upon you, right? Due to the grace of the Lord that was given unto you, you have to magnify it, man. Right? So don't worry about, oh, this brother knows the breakdowns more than me, or whatever it may be. Right? Hey, worry about what the Lord gave you and use it. Right? And that's all I wanted to bring out on that. Now I'm gonna read verse 26. It says, for I say unto you that unto everyone which have shall be given, and from him that have not, even that he have shall be taken away from him. So everybody that have, right, when the Lord come and check on his vineyard, right, he's looking for the trees that's bearing fruit. All those that's bearing fruit, they're going to be given, they're going to be purged and going to bring forth more fruit. But when he comes on his vineyard and sees that tree that's drying up, and he has no fruit, hey, he's going to be destroyed. Just to make it plain, right? So we have to be diligent in our works, right? Because that's ultimately how the Lord is going to increase you. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 15. There's a couple precepts dealing with being diligent, right? So 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 58, and it reads, therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. So like I was going into earlier, when you got that free time, abound in the work of the Lord, right? You don't have to defraud yourself of a good day. That don't mean you can't never watch a movie. It doesn't mean you can't never play a video game. It doesn't mean you can't never court a Eve, right? That's not what that means. But hey, majority of your time, you have to be spending it with the Lord. You have to be abounding in the work of the Lord, right? And it says, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord, and your labor is not going to be in vain, the Lord is going to remember all your good works you did, right? Let's bring that out. Your labor is not in vain in this thing. This is Hebrews chapter 6 and verse 10, and it reads, for the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love. That'd be unrighteous to the Lord to forget everything you did in his name. It says, what you have showed towards his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister, right? And that's what it's all about, serving the saints, right? And it says, and we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end, right? That's a heavy point as well in 10, right? And I'm gonna read verse 11 again, right? Just to touch on a point in there. But in verse 10, it says that you have ministered to the saints, because really on a deeper level, when you come into this ministry, you're a servant, right? You're a servant to the rest of your brothers and sisters. And a servant can't just serve when he feel like it, right? A servant has to constantly be serving, you understand? He has to constantly be doing the work to minister unto his master, right? So I just wanted to bring that out. And verse 11 kind of led me back on that, because it says, and we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end, right? And it says that you be not slothful, but followers of them through faith and patience inherit the promises, right? So constantly through the scriptures, you see you have to be diligent in your work and be not slothful, right? That's plain. And I'm gonna keep going back, because that's what the whole what I've started this lesson off with, is stirring up the gift that was given unto you by the Most High God, right? It doesn't say if you have more gifts you do more work, or if you have less gifts you have an excuse to do less work. That's not the doctrine of the Bible, right? No matter what gift you have, you better use it to magnify the name of the Lord, right? Let's go to Salakia. Damn, I keep forgetting the precepts. Let's go to Nehemiah 4. I remember what I wanted to, right? So this Nehemiah chapter 4 and verse 6, and it reads, and this is going to, in this context, is going to Nehemiah rebuilding the temple, right? And today we're rebuilding the temple on a spiritual level, right? Because we're the temple. Israel is the temple. So Nehemiah 4:6, it says, so built we the wall, and all the wall was joined together unto the half thereof. For the people had a mind to work. So you have to have a mind to work, not have a mind to be occupied in folly and to be meditating on folly all day. You have to have a mind to work. All that time you spend watching movies, the time you spend playing a video game, right? And I keep saying the same two things, because that's the main thing I know Jake be occupied in, right? Playing a video game and watching movies, right? All the time you spend playing basketball or football or texting Eve, right? I know Jake, they like to spend a lot of time texting Eve, right? And all the time that you spend scrolling up and down TikTok, man, and social media, watching folly videos all day, is all time you could have been spending increasing in this thing, watching a video to actually learn the scriptures, right? Reading, studying, right? You're spending time scrolling up and down TikTok, watching folly videos instead of studying and reading, right? And you think the Lord you're gonna have an excuse in that day? Oh, I'm sorry, Lord, I didn't have a lot of time on my hands. You did have time on your hands, brother. You just was watching damn TikTok, man, right? And once again, that doesn't say you can't watch TikTok or you can't play the game or you can't watch movies, man, right? Because Jake can get simple. Oh, his brother is being over-righteous. Cyrax said, don't defraud yourself of a good day, right? Brothers kind of take that verse out of context, right? But that's just saying don't be occupied in these things too much, man. That's all I'm saying, right? Because brothers like to pull that over-righteous card, right? Or overzealous card, you understand? Right? To make excuses for their damn slothfulness, man. Right? But it says the people had a mind to work. You have to have a mind to work in this thing, man. Let's go back to John 15. This St. John chapter 15 and verse 8, and it reads, herein is my Father glorified. This is red letter. Right? So he said, herein is my Father's glorified. So he's going to show you how his Father is glorified. It says that ye bear much fruit, so shall you be my disciples. So through us bearing fruit, the Most High God is glorified, man. Right? Every time you're teaching, you're glorifying the name of the Lord. Every time you're exhorting the next brother, you're glorifying the name of the Lord. Every time you're giving counsel, right, you're coming out of scriptures with your counsel, you're glorifying the name of the Lord. Every time you're using that gift that the Most High God gave you, right, to magnify his name, you're glorifying the Lord, man. Yahweh Shai said, herein is my Father glorified, that you bear much fruit. It says, so like you're reading on, so shall you be my disciples. And I want to jump down to verse 16. And it says, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you. Right? So all those, the elect, they were chosen from the foundation of the earth. Right? And it says that you should go and bring forth much fruit. Right? That's the words of Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai said those that he chose, they're going to be bringing forth much fruit. Right? Peter, right? The 12 apostles, they were bringing forth much fruit, though they were chosen specifically by the Lord. Paul labored more abundantly than all the apostles. He was chosen specifically by the Lord. So we can see through the scriptures that those that the Lord chose, right, they're going to be bringing forth much fruit. That's plain, right? And let's read on. It says, you have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, and that whatsoever you should ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you. And the point I wanted from that was to deal with how the Lord said, those I ordained, they're going to be bringing forth fruit, right? That's plain, man. That's plain, man. Right? Let's go to 2 Corinthians. It's the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 22, and it reads, what have ye not houses to eat and to, it says, what have you not houses to eat and to drink in? Is this what I want? I don't think this is what I want. Salaki, bear with me. Yeah, this is not what I want. Oh, Salaki, I want 2 Corinthians 11. I'm at first. Right, so this is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 22, and it reads, are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I. Are they ministers of Yahweh Shai? I speak as a fool, right? Because Paul said I speak as a fool because he was kind of boasting, right? Because he had to show, because you had these false teachers, that the Corinthians was looking up to, right? So the Lord, Paul had to show them how much more he labored than them, right? And how much more better he was than them. And it says, and are they ministers of Yahweh Shai? I speak as a fool. I am more, right? And labors more abundant, right? And stripes above measure, and prisons more frequently, and deaths often, right? And this whole thing is good, man, right? But that's the point I wanted, right? So that Paul said he labored more abundant than all of these men, right? And this is him just talking about these folly teachers, right? But it's another account. I'm gonna see if I can find it, where Paul even tell you he labored more than the apostles, man, right? Let me see if I can find that precept. Yeah, this is exactly what I want, right? So this is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 9, and it reads, "For I am the least of the apostles, that I am not meet to be called an apostle." So this is Paul, and that's a meek saying, right? He said, "Hey, I'm not even meet to be called an apostle. I'm the least of the apostles." It says, "Because I persecuted the church of the Most High," and we know that Paul persecuted the church, right, before he got the understanding through Yahushua. And it's the point, verse 10. "But by the grace of the Most High God, I am what I am." Right, so he understand through grace he came into this truth, and his grace which was bestowed upon me was not in vain. Right, so you don't want the grace and the gift that was given unto you to be given unto you in vain, right? Meaning there was no point in even giving it to you because you're not using it, right? And it says, "But I labored more abundantly than they all." And Paul said, man, I labored more abundantly than all the apostles, right? So all the 12 apostles that walk with Yahushua, Paul said, hey, I labored more abundantly than all of them, right? And it says, "Yet not I." And he said, hey, it's not through me, but the grace of the Most High God, which was with me. So he understood it was all through the grace that was given to him by the Most High God, man. You understand? Hey, so we got to labor in this thing, right? We got to put our hands to the plow. We got to be thankful for the grace that was given to us and use it to magnify the name of the Lord. You understand? So let's go to 1 Corinthians 3. Right? In verse 9, right? And it says, and we went into this a little bit earlier, going into Nehemiah, how we that spiritual temple, right? So I want to bring it out. This 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 9, it reads, "For we are laborers together with the Most High God. You are God's husbandry. You are God's building," right? So us, Israel, we represent God's husbandry, right? That harvest, right? The laborers in the harvest, and we're also God, the Most High God's building. We're also the temple on the spiritual level. It says, "According to the grace of the Most High God, which is given unto me as a wise master builder." So you notice Paul keeps giving all the credit to the grace that was given unto him. It's not through him that he's doing these works. It's through the grace that was given unto him. It says, "I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon. But let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon." So make sure you're taking heed how you're building. When you come into this truth, make sure you're paying attention to the works that you're doing. Am I doing enough? Am I doing this right? Or how could I be better in this area? Right? Let every man take heed to how he buildeth thereon. Right? It says, "But let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon, for other foundation can no man lay that is which is Yahushua." So Yahushua is that chief cornerstone, right? He is the foundation. It says, "Now if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, and precious stones." So that's going into good works, right? You building gold upon the foundation, silver, precious stones. That's good works. But then you got, it says, "wood, hay, and stubble," right? So wood, hay, and stubble could be easily knocked down. That's going into wicked, bad works. You understand? It says, "Every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire," right? So in that day, the Lord is gonna everybody gonna be tried through that furnace of fire, right? And it says, "And the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is," right? And in that day when you tried through that fiery furnace, right, through trials and tribulation, hey, that's gonna show what your work's really about, man. Right? And it says, reading on, verse 15, "If any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire." You see that? So, hey, your works is going to be tried in these last days. You understand? So as we build in the spiritual temple, we have to make sure our works are good. We have to make sure we're building it upon gold, silver, precious stones. You understand? We don't want to be laying down damn hay and damn wood, man. Right? And damn stubble. You understand? Let me get that real fast. I believe it's Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 18. Right, so this is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 18. And it reads, "By much slothfulness the building decayeth." Right, so that slothful man is going to be the one that's going to be putting up that hay, that damn stubble and wood. Right, that's why it says, "By much slothfulness the building decayeth." Right, and through idleness of hands the house droppeth through. Right, so that the one that's idle, the one that's slothful, he's going to be throwing that hay up there and damn throwing the wood up there, right, and kind of walk off. You understand? Hey, and that building going to decay. Right, so we have to be fervent in our works, man. Right? As much as you examine yourself, examine the fruits that you're bearing. Think about, Am I actually bearing good fruits? Right? If another brother in this truth look at me, am I being a good example? These are things that you have to think about in this truth, man. Right? Are you being a good example to the flock? Right? Our brothers able to come to you and learn from you. Right? That's being a good tree. When somebody walk up to a good tree and they see the beautiful fruits, they want to eat from it. You understand? They want to pick that apple off of that tree. Right? If you got a damn dry tree and they got one little nasty rotten apple hanging off of it, hey, you're gonna kind of stay away from that tree. Right? That damn one nasty rotten apple hanging off the damn tree, man. Right? That's corrupt fruit. And you don't want to be bearing corrupt fruit in this thing. Right? So let's go to Luke 14. Just dealing with examining yourself in this thing, in this truth. Don't just be in this truth in vain. Right? You don't know what your gift is, man. You're not praying to know what your gift is. You kind of just in this thing not knowing what's going on. This is Luke chapter 20. This is Luke chapter 14 and verse 28, and it reads, "For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it?" So when you come in this thing and you're ready to build that tower, right? You're ready to start to lay down your spiritual brick. Hey, you have to count the cost first, right? To see whether you have sufficient to finish it, right? Because this is not an easy ministry to endure into the ending, right? It's a lot to go through in this thing. It's a lot that you deal with in this truth, right? It's a lot that you have to give up in this truth. So you have to count the cost. It says, "Lest happily, after he have laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him." And if you're not able to finish building in this thing, everybody that behold it going to begin to mock you, man. Right? And that's a hell of a scripture right there, man. Right? You kind of fall out of this truth after you kind of lay down all these bricks. You got all these different bricks. You laying them down. You fervently laying them down. And the next thing you know, hey, you kind of fall out this thing, man. Right? And everybody that behold it, they're going to mock you, man. That's actually a scary precept. Right? So that's why you have to count the cost in this thing. And it says, saying, "This man began to build and was not able to finish." And you don't want to be that man that began to build and was not able to finish. So make sure, hey, you're praying for endurance. You're praying for faith in this thing. Right? You're praying that you're worthy to stand before Yahushua in the last days, man. Right? So we have to labor, man. You have to use that gift. I'm going to keep going back to that gift because that's what I really came up with this lesson off of, meditating on 2 Timothy 1 and 6. Right? Dealing with stirring up that gift, man. You have to stir up the gift of the Most High God that is in you. Right? And that gift is it's not for yourself. Oh, I have this gift. Let me use it for me. It's about building up and edifying the elect, right? The Israelites, right? And I just say the elect because really only the elect are going to be saved. That's really who the Lord is using men to build up. And the seal is the elect, right? Let's go to Cyrax. I'm going to go to the book of Cyrax, chapter 33. This is one of my favorite precepts, right? This is one I meditate on a lot. It's Cyrax chapter 33 and verse 17. It reads, "Consider that I labor not for myself only, but for all them that seek learning." So brothers don't sit up all night watching the videos, right? And taking the notes just for themselves, right? I just want to be the wisest man, right? I want to be wiser than everybody in Israel. I want to be the next mighty teacher, right? I want to be the next Zabak. I want to be the next Tahar. I want to be the next Naiquam, right? That's not what brothers labor for. I mean, you got wicked brothers that labor for things like that, right? They're worried about what gifts other brothers got. I want to be like him, right? They seeking preeminence. I want to be in his position, right? So you might have brothers that labor for things like that, but hey, they're going to be laboring not for themselves only, but for all that seek learning, like Paul was, man, right? So you have to labor in this thing, especially if you care about your brothers and sisters. Hey, you should feel bad when a brother comes to you and asks you a question and you don't know how to answer it, right? You're a video. You're an hour away from knowing this question. All you need is to take an hour out of your day to take some notes, watch a video, read, pray on it, and try to get the understanding thereof. But you're too busy scrolling up and down TikTok. You're too busy watching folly, right? But you could have been getting the understanding of that breakdown if you would have just took the time out your day to take some notes and study the damn notes, man, right? That's all it takes, man. It's a bunch of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding being spewed out in these last days, right? A lot of brothers make excuses, right? All you got to do is apply yourself. A lot of brothers not applying themselves, man, right? You got to apply yourself in this thing, right? And ultimately, I know it's of the Lord. The Lord put it on certain brothers' spirit to get the understanding of certain things, right? So I know it's ultimately of the Lord. But hey, at the same time, you got to apply yourself in this thing, man. It's just so much. It's just so much information out here, man. It's so much breakdowns. It's so much. It's just a lot. It's just a lot going on, man. I heard that one elder say, hey, a lot of brothers today is learning things that it took him 15 years to learn. And they learning it in the damn 7 months, man. Right? So that just shows how much the information has increased. Right? So you just got to apply yourself in this thing. Pray. Pray for wisdom. The Lord said he gives it liberally. Right? So stop making excuses in this thing, man. Right? So you got to labor for other brothers in this thing. Right? Hey, I feel like I'm going off when somebody asks me a question and I can't answer it. The first thing I do, I go back and find out how to answer that question, man. Because it's not about me. It's all about being able to give my brothers and sisters an answer. Right? Because that's an opportunity you had to edify somebody, to build them up. You understand? But you didn't know the damn answer. Right? You're never gonna know everything. But hey, that should be your mindset. You want to be able to know these things to answer your brothers and sisters, right? To edify your brothers and sisters, right? Chiefly to edify the elect, right? So this is the book of Romans chapter 10 and verse 1, and it reads, "Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to the Most High God for Israel is that they might be saved," right? And you got to feel the same way as Paul, right? You want Israel to be saved. You want the elect of Israel to be saved. That should be your heart's desire and prayer, right? A lot of brothers asking for mercy from themselves, but they never once get down and ask the Lord to have mercy on Israel, have mercy on the elect, right? Have mercy on all those that labor in sincerity and truth, right? That's who I pray for, right? Those that labor in sincerity and truth, those with a sincere heart. You understand? Because I understand a lot of people they're created to be destroyed, right? A lot of people were created in vain just to perish, right? So I don't really pray for just putting this out there, right? I don't really pray for all Israel, right? The wicked Jake, right? I pray that the Lord have mercy on all Israel, but really chiefly I pray for those that's that labor in sincerity and truth, right? All the elect, right? Because a lot of the elect probably not even they're not even sealed yet, right? So let's go to 2 Corinthians. It's 2 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 10, and it reads, "Therefore I take pleasure in infirmities," right? So Paul, hey, man, these epistles are so powerful, man, right? Hey, you just see brotherly love all through them, man, right? And it says, the 2 Corinthians 12 and 10, it says, "Therefore I take pleasures in infirmities and reproaches and in necessities and in persecutions and distresses for Yahweh's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong," right? And that's not even what I wanted, but that's a good precept as well, right? Because as a servant of the Lord in this thing, when you're weak, you should feel strong, right? I didn't really want that, but that's a good precept as well, right? Let's go to I believe I want 13. Let me try 13. Yeah, let's get 13 and verse 9. It says, it's 2 Corinthians 13 and verse 9. It reads, "For we are glad when we are weak, and ye are strong." So you're supposed to be glad when you're weak so that your brothers and sisters could be strong in this thing, right? You're up all night. You're getting weary. You're becoming weak, right? Through all the labor that you're doing, right? You're on the highways and byways. Your back is hurting. Your legs is hurting. But you're doing this so that your brothers and sisters in this thing can be strong, man, right? So Paul said, "For we are glad when we are weak and ye are strong." So that's what it's all about, sacrificing yourself for your neighbor, man, right? And that goes all the way back to the law, right? This thing is not about you, right? And that's something I've been meditating on a lot, right? Because you could see in Israel, a lot of people they're treating it like the rap industry, like they're the next hot rapper, and they think it's about them. And I'm saying, like, a lot of brothers have that vainglory spirit, right? So that's something I've been meditating on a lot, right? And it says, I'm gonna read it again. It says, "For we are glad when we are weak and ye are strong," but you're really doing this thing for the next brother. It's not for you to look any type of way, right? You should actually feel uncomfortable when brothers are giving you certain kind of praises and glory. That should make you feel uncomfortable. Now, I don't need that, man, right? Give all that praises to the Most High God, right? Because, hey, I'm just making myself weak so that you can be strong, right? It says, "For we are glad when we are weak and ye are strong, and this also we wish, even your perfection," man. And Paul said, "Hey, we wish that you're perfected in this thing." You understand? We want to see you be beamed up. We want to see your salvation, right? That's the perfection that he's speaking of, man, right? But the point is, he said, man, for we are glad when we are weak and you are strong. So no matter what we got to go through, getting beaten, getting spit upon, getting locked up, right? Having to stand on our damn feet for 9 hours at camp, right? For damn 4 or 5 hours at camp. It don't matter, man. We are glad when we are weak so that ye are strong. We do all this so that to make sure that you're sealed, to make sure that you're strong. That's beautiful, right? And this all ties back to using that gift, right? Because you have to use that gift to edify your brothers and sisters in this thing, edify the elect, right? That's plain. So let's go to 1 Corinthians. Go to 1 Corinthians 9 and verse 16. It reads, for though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glory of, right? So Paul, like, man, I don't have nothing to glory of because I preach the gospel. It says, for necessity is laid upon me. Yeah, woe is unto me if I preach not the gospel. And that's what brothers are supposed to be fervently doing this work for, because they understand, hey, the Lord put you in trust of his gospel, right? So you better, hey, the Lord put you in trust of his gospel and gave you gifts to edify. And you better use these things, man, because, hey, woe is unto you if you don't use them. Right, and Paul understood his gift, right? Chiefly his gift was to be a teacher, right? Paul had numerous gifts. You can read that throughout the epistles, right? But hey, he was a wise master builder. He was a master teacher, right? So he said, necessity is Salakia, woe is unto me if I preach not the gospel. I'm gonna be destroyed if I don't use this gift. It says, for if I do this thing willingly, I have a reward. Right, but if against my will a dispensation of the gospel is committed unto me, right? But the point I wanted is that, hey, Paul said, woe is unto me if I preach not the gospel, man. So use these gifts, man, right? Use the gifts that was given unto you by the Most High God, or you're going to end up like that wicked servant in Luke 19, right? That kind of hid his gift in a napkin, and ultimately he was destroyed, right? Because the Lord took the spirit away from him and gave it to the next brother, right? So you got to maintain good works in this thing. Right? Maintain good works. And that's ultimately what's going to stir up your gift. Right? Maintaining good works. Right? And it says, it's the book of Titus chapter 3 and verse 8. And it reads, this is a faithful saying. And these things I will that thou affirm constantly, that they which have believed in the Most High God might be careful to maintain good works. So if you believe in the Most High God, so like the Most High God, you're going to be careful. You got to be careful to maintain good works. Salakia. It says, these things are good and profitable unto men. Right? So it's profitable to maintain good works. The Lord said these things are good and profitable unto men. Right? So let's go to... Damn, I got a lot of precepts running through my mind, right? Let's jump down to verse 14. It says, and let ours also learn to maintain good works for necessary uses, that they be not unfruitful. So don't be that unfruitful tree in this thing. Right? In the book of Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 24, right? I'm just going to start paraphrasing a couple. It tells you that the diligent shall bear rule. Right? I believe that Proverbs 13 and 4 says the same thing. Dealing with the diligent shall bear rule, man. Right? And the slothful, or the one that dealt with a slack hand, he's going to be put into submission. Right? I'm kind of roughly paraphrasing. I'm going to bring it out real quick. This is Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 24. It says, the hand of the diligent shall bear rule, but the slothful shall be under tribute. That's plain, right? So keep your hand to the plow and remain diligent in this thing. Let's go to 2 Peter 1, right? And it reads, verse 8, it says, for if these things be in you and abound, they make you that you shall neither be barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of the Lord of Yahushua, right? So don't be barren or unfruitful in this thing. And verse 10 is the point I want. I'm jumping to verse 10. It says, wherefore the brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. And that's how you make your calling and election sure, by diligently laboring, by being fervent in spirit, by diligently seeking the Lord, right? Diligently spending time with the Lord, diligently magnifying the name of the Lord. And the Lord said you can never go far enough, man. Right? That's plain. That's how you make your calling and election sure, through diligence. So if you're not being diligent, I'm led to believe that you don't want to make your calling and election sure. That's why, hey, it's important. Like, if you really want to see brothers get the kingdom, it's important for you to exhort your brothers and provoke them to good works, man. Right? You got to provoke your brothers to good works in this thing. You understand? So you can't be unfruitful. And I want to bring out this Matthew chapter 7 and verse 19, and it reads, Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Right? So if you're not bringing forth good fruits, you're going to be chopped down. You're going to be cast into the fire. You're going to be destroyed. It's plain. Right? Verse 20. Wherefore by their fruits you shall know them. And you know a tree by their fruits, man. You know if you're dealing with a somebody who really takes this truth seriously by their fruits, by the things that they say, right? Their labors. You understand? Right? You know it. You know a tree by the you know a tree by the fruit that it bears, man. You understand? Let's go to Matthew 21. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 21, and verse 19. And reads, "And when he saw a fig tree in the way, he came to it and found nothing thereon." And this is going to Yahweh Shai. And this is what Yahweh Shai does on the spiritual level. He's constantly coming to his vineyard and looking at brothers. This brother ain't been bearing no fruit, right? I'm gonna give him a little more time to see if he's gonna repent and start doing the works, right? He might look at another tree. Oh yeah, this tree is flourishing, right? Let me purge it so that he can increase in this thing. This is what Yahweh Shai does on a spiritual level. That's why you might read through Matthew and kind of get to this part and like, what the hell just happened, right? It kind of just feel like it went out of context and it's like Yahweh Shai just got mad at the tree and cursed it. It's all spiritual, right? Because trees represent men in the scriptures on the spiritual level. So Matthew 21 and verse 19, it says, "And when he saw a fig tree in the way, he came to it and found nothing thereon." Right? So he saw a fig tree and he saw no fruit on it, but leaves only. Right? So that tree was basically drying up. He was waxing worse and worse. And said unto it, "Let no fruit go on thee henceforth forever." And presently the fig tree withered away. Right? And that's actually deep on a spiritual level, because we understand if through the regeneration, it's certain brothers that could have been that tree through the regeneration, right? He wasn't bearing fruit, so the Lord cursed him forever, right? So now he never have a chance to bear fruit, right? That's why it says, "Let no fruit grow on thee henceforth forever." And presently the fig tree withered away, right? So that's plain. So if you're not bearing fruit, the Lord could curse you in this thing, right? The Lord could destroy you in this thing, right? Let's go to Luke 13. This is one of my favorites, actually. These precepts right here should be precepts that make you meditate on being diligent, that make you pray about being more fervent, right? That make you just want to stay on fire for the Lord, because they actually get scary. You don't want to be cast out this truth, right? And the Lord said in Job chapter 8 and verse 20, he's not going to just cast away a perfect man, right? So don't think the Lord just wakes up one day and be like, yeah, I'm sifting this brother out. Hey, the Lord not just casting away perfect men. That's at the Lord. Brothers get sifted out because they're being wicked behind closed doors, because they're being slothful, because their heart is not right with the Most High God, because they're not taking this truth seriously. Don't think brothers just go back into the world because the Lord just woke up one day and said, I'm tired of him. Right? The brother doing all that he can. He's always meditating on the Lord. His whole life revolves around the Lord, and the Lord just wakes up one day and said, I don't need him anymore. Kick him out of the damn harvest. Right? The Lord is not unrighteous like that, man. Right? But this is the book of Luke chapter 13 and verse 6, and it reads, "And he spake also this parable. A certain man had a fig tree in his vineyard, and he came and sought fruit thereon, and found none." Right? So he came in once again. He's checking on his vineyard. He found a tree that's not bearing fruit. Then said he unto the dresser of his vineyard, "Behold, these 3 years I come and seek fruit on this fig tree, and find none." So he's like, man, for 3 years I've been waiting for this brother to bear fruit, and he's still being slothful. Right? He's still not using that gift that I gave him. And it says, "Cut it down. Why cumbereth it to the ground?" So the Lord said, man, chop him down, man. Why is he taking up space in my garden, man? Right? Just chop him down. Right? That's how the Lord get down. The Lord doesn't chop brothers down for no reason. The Lord chop down brothers that's not bearing fruits. Right? That's not laboring. Let's go to Luke 3. This is the book of Luke chapter 3 and verse 9, and it reads, "And now also the axe is laid unto the root of the trees. Every tree, therefore, which bringeth not good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire." So it just going into the same thing. If you're not bringing forth good fruit, you're not bringing forth fruit, you're going to be cast down and hewn into the fire, man. So you got to make sure you're doing the works to magnify the name of the Lord, right? And we know that you're saved by grace and not by works, lest any man should boast. But when we went through the precepts, you see that your works and your grace kind of go hand in hand in a way. Right? Or I should say your gifts and your grace kind of go hand in hand. Right? That's why that, like Paul said, I labor according to the grace that was given unto me. So don't use that as an excuse to say, hey, it's by grace anyway. Even though I'm being slothful, the Lord is going to be gracious unto me. No, Paul said he labored according to the grace that was given unto him, right? So that those that was saved, through that's going to be saved through grace, right? That were given these gifts through grace, they're going to be doing the works. You understand? It's not any brother that's saying, I don't really need to do. I don't really need to do much labor. I can sit around doing what I want to do because you're saved through grace anyway. That brother is not going to make it, right? Don't get confused, right? Don't take certain precepts and break them down wrong, right? To fit what you feel like is better for you, man. You understand? So let's go into the book of Cyrax. Let's go to the book of Cyrax, chapter 51 and verse 30, and it reads, work your works be time, and in his time he will give you your reward. That's plain, right? Work your works be time, so you have to work, right? You have to work. You're not saved by your works specifically, but you have to work because you're going to be judged by works. That's plain, right? When it goes into the you being saved by your grace and it's ultimately the gift of God, it's because certain brothers were already sanctified from the foundation of the earth. That's what that's dealing with, right? And those brothers that sanctified from the foundation of the earth, you think they're going to be a damn sluggard? Why you think they're going to be a lazy brother? No, man. Those spirits that was first created by the Lord, they're going to be doing the work of the Lord. They're going to love the Lord the most, right? You're talking about the first fruits, man. The first spirits created, those that first trusted in Yahweh Shai. You think they're going to be sitting around being lazy? No, right? So this is the book of work your, so like I said, it's the book of work. It's the book of Cyrax, chapter 51 and verse 30. It says, work your works be times, and his time he will give you reward. That's plain, right? Let's go to 1 Corinthians 3 and 8. 1 Corinthians 3 and verse 8, and it reads, now he that planteth and he that watereth are one, right? And every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor. That's plain, right? A lot of these don't even need to get broken down. The Lord said what he said, right? It says every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor. So you're actually going to be rewarded. You're going to be judged according to your own labors, your own works. Well, let's get the words of Yahweh Shai, just in case anybody kind of like, I don't know. I don't think you're going to be judged according to your works. Let's see what Yahweh Shai said. This red letter. This is Revelation 22 and verse 12, and it reads, and behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, right? To give every man according as his work shall be. That's thus saith Yahweh Shai. That's straight out of the words, that's straight out of the mouth of Yahweh Shai. He says he's going to give to every man according as his work shall be. So you have to be diligent in this thing, right? You have to be diligent to make your call in an election sure, right? Peter understood that. Peter understood you're going to be judged according to your works, right? I understand you're going to be saved by grace, but those men were saved by grace because they were given that grace as the foundation of the earth, right? They were the first spirits created, right? But you're going to be judged according to your works, the things that you did, your action, right? The words that you spoke when you walked the earth. You understand? I want to get one more on that, and that was red letter. Can't get around that. So this is the book of Romans, chapter 2 and verse 6. That's why it's super important. I think I reiterated this point probably like 2 or 3 times, but it's super important. If you got brothers around you that's being slothful, right, or that just maybe they just don't understand the seriousness of being diligent in this thing, right? Maybe they just don't fully understand that. Hey, that's what you got brothers for. So you gotta be on them, man. You gotta provoke them into good works, man. That's what brotherhood is for, right? A lot of brothers don't like correction. A lot of brothers don't like reproof. You reprove a brother, and now they look at you like, this brother thinks he's better than the next brother, or this brother thinks he's something that he's not. Hey, because the brother want to see you doing better, man, right? So you think the brother is thinking he's better than you, right? A lot of brothers can't accept reproof, man, but that's a carnal way of thinking. The spiritual man, he's going to accept reproof, man. You understand? Hey, reproof and instruction is the way of life. That's plain. And you have to see your brothers as Yahweh Shai in this thing, right? And stop looking at your brother like he competition, man. Right? This is not the world no more, man. This is not a basketball team. I want to be the best basketball player on the team. I want to have the most notoriety on the team. That's how our brothers look at this truth, man. Right? It's not the world, man. This the work of the Lord. Right? So this is the book of Romans chapter 2 and verse 6, and it reads, who will render to every man according to his deeds, right? So every man is going to be rendered according to their deeds, their works. To them who by patient continuance and well-doing seek for glory and honor and immortality, to them who by patient continuance and well-doing, right? Patient continuance and well-doing. What is that well-doing? Using your gifts to magnify the name of the Lord. That's ultimately what his ministry is about, magnifying the name of the Lord, sealing the elect, right? That's well-doing. So it says to them by patient continuance and well-doing, right? Seek for glory and honor and immortality, eternal life, right? But unto them that are contentious and do not obey the truth, but obey unrighteousness, indignation, and wrath, right? That's plain. So you're going to be judged according to the works that you do, right? Let's see if I want to read on in this. That's pretty much all I want on this, right? And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, right? So continue, be diligent in these last days, like I went into at the beginning of the lesson, right? Whether you a sister that know how to make garments, a sister that's just good at counseling other sisters, right? Whatever it may be, right? Hey, sister, continue to make garments and make more garments than you was last week, right? Give sisters counsel more than you was last week. If you're a brother that know how to give counsel, you do the same as well. You give more counsel. You understand? If you're a brother that know how to teach, hey, teach more, man. Don't just teach 1 day out of the week. Hey, teach them 4 days out of the week, man. Right? Use these damn social media platforms not for folly, but to magnify the name of the Lord through preaching, right? Hey, if you got the spirit of exhortation, you know how to uplift other brothers in the spirit. Use that spirit to call a brother and speak the words of the Lord into him, man. Right, and exhortate that brother and it's like exhort that brother, right, and build him up, right. Hey, you got to use your gifts in this thing, man. If you know how to speak a good word of wisdom, use that gift. You understand? Hey, man, you got to use your gifts in this thing, man. Right? And with that, I'm gonna say Shalom Yashala. Continue to read, pray, study, fast. Be a good example unto the flock, man. Right? Be a good example unto the flock. I can't express how important that actually is. Right? For people to look at your works and look how you carry yourself in this thing. Hey, and it exhorts them and motivate them. Right? Hey, I see how this brother doing this. Let me try to do it this way. Right? This brother's waxing mighty through his however he's doing it. Let me do it this way. Hey, that's how I look at other brothers, man. Right? I look at mighty brothers in this thing, right? Brothers that I learn from and I learn from them. I even ask them questions, man. Right? You have to learn to follow in this thing, right? The best teachers are the best students, right? You have to be a student in this thing. You have to learn how to follow before you learn how to lead, man. You understand? Don't be too prideful to learn from somebody else, man. Right? This thing is not a competition, right? And with that, I want to once again, you can't magnify the name of the Lord enough. So I'm gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to the Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, right? And I want to say Shalom Yashala, Lord willing, this is edifying. Lord willing, this is exhorted, brothers and sisters in the spirit.